This time last week, I was in the beautiful Croatian capital, Zagreb, enjoying my 5-day holiday. I called it a solo trip, but one of my good friends, Charlotte, was there at the same time. We stayed at the same hotel and had such an amazing time. But today we have to come down to earth and look at the budget. How did I do? Hey guys, welcome to Budget with a July Dreamer. My name is Miranda, and on this channel I talk all things personal finance, specifically sharing tips on how to save, how to invest, as well as how to budget. If these topics interest you, then hit that subscribe button, as well as give this video a like if you enjoy the type of content that I am sharing. So today's video I will be talking about my Zagreb trip, but specifically how I budgeted for it and how I spent. So I did mention in one of my Transfer Tuesday videos that I will be going to Zagreb and I needed to save at least £800. Well, when I sat down and wrote a proper budget, I was more looking like over £1,000. And what I'm going to try and do is share with you the budget that I ended up creating. And then when I was in Zagreb, I was, filling in this tracker and seeing how I did. So I sat down a couple of days ago when I came back and filled out the tracker, and I was like, wow, okay. So this is how it went. I would try and insert some clips of my time in Zagreb, as I walk you through this budget. So I will be looking down on my laptop as I walk you through the budget. You'll be familiar with this tracker. It's one that I use for my sinking funds, but I've just rejiggered it to be more specific for traveling. So on the left hand side you can see the trip that I took, which is to Zagreb, Croatia. It's a travel budget, so it has the categories, what I budgeted to spend, what I actually spent, and what the remaining balance is, if there was anything remaining once I was done with my trip to Zagreb. So the first thing was flights. So I had budgeted to spend £150 on flights, and my flight to Zagreb economy came up to about 108.42 pence. That's how much I spent. But then BA, British Airways, tempted me with an upgrade. They tempted me with an upgrade to Zagreb, so I'll be flying in business class for £79. I'm like, why not? So I upgraded for £79, and then coming back, because when I upgraded it gave me 3 checked-in bags, 2 hand luggage bags, and what have you. BA actually does have great hand luggage. If you buy economy, you still get good enough baggage for just even hand luggage. So I could have gone with that, which I normally do, but this time I had a lot of things I wanted to take with me, so I knew that even coming back I would have to upgrade. So the upgrade for the return flight actually was £68, so cheaper than going, which meant I blew my budget by £105 and 42 pence. I had budgeted 150, I spent 255 and 42 pence. I wasn't starting out right, but I knew I was going to enjoy myself. I think for me, when it comes to travel, when it comes to flights specifically, this is something that I always budget extra off screen, purely because I know, especially for my European destinations, I will upgrade when the opportunity arises. I always do that. So this was not a surprise to me. For further afield trips, like when I go to South Korea, if I know that I want to fly business, I purchase it right there and then. I don't wait until later for that offer to upgrade, because I know it was still going to be a lot of money. So if I didn't have it at the time I was booking, I don't think I'm going to have it at the time when I'm flying. Normally, because I book my flights maybe a week or even 3 days before I have to go. So this is why if I know I'm going to be flying business, I do right there and then when I'm booking it. So yeah, we blew the budget there for the flights. For the hotel, I had budgeted £260, and then I went on to Top Cashback, and I was able to get, for I think it was 4 nights or 5 nights, so it was Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, came back Wednesday. Yeah, so for 4 nights I was able to get a good deal, and I paid £251.96. So I budgeted 260, which meant I have £8.04 left over. So tick number one for me. I didn't start out so well with the flights, but for the hotel I did good. Then for airport parking, so I had decided that I'm actually going to drive to the airport. I had done the numbers. Do I take public transport? Do I take my car to the airport, or what have you, and or take the taxi from my house to the airport? And it made sense for me to park. Again, I used Top Cashback to look for better deals. So I had budgeted £50 and I only spent £46.95, which meant I had £3.05 left over. Again, tick in my book. Then for fuel, because I knew I already had some fuel that I topped up by using the money in my everyday budget, I just budgeted £30 and I was able to use $29.99 of that and to top up to a full tank. And because I already had fuel in the car, I just wanted to have a full tank, so I had 1 pence left. Go me, 1 pence. Yes, I am still celebrating. Then transportation to the hotel. So I always budget for how am I gonna get to the hotel when I land at my destination. So if it's somewhere I have been multiple times, like Zagreb, I would normally take public transport. But in these Rona times, honestly, I just didn't want to be just stuck with other people, if that makes sense. I literally just wanted to be somewhere where it's a little bit not too many people in one space. So this is why I chose to go with a taxi. So we chose Uber. So my friend Charlotte, we were on the same flight, so we shared an Uber. I had budgeted to spend £30. Zagreb is cheap. Well, not, let me not say cheap, affordable. But it's got such a low cost of living that everything is super affordable. So we only spent £9.65, and this surprised me for some reason. I think because every single time I've gone to Zagreb, it has been for business, and the company I would be going to audit or what have you, they would have paid for the transportation. So I never actually knew how much it costs. So I was really happy about that. So I saved £20.35. Then now during Rona times, God, I can't even speak, is a trip. It is a trial, you guys. So I had to think about COVID tests that I needed to take, even though the UK has got a color code system whereby if the country, I can't speak really this morning, it's too early, if the country is tagged as green, which Croatia is, then you do either an antigen test or a PCR test to go into Korea. This is one of Korea's Croatia, why am I saying Korea? Anyway, Croatia, it's a green country, so Croatia requests you do an antigen or PCR test. So an antigen has to be 48 hours before and a PCR 72 hours before you get into Croatia. This is their requirement. So I had to think about that. I had to budget for that. And really the UK system, like the companies that have been listed on the government website, are literally ripping all of us off, because on one page they're advertising that, oh, it's about £40 to £65. You go to their website and they're like, oh, it's £70 to £80 or even £200 for these rubbish COVID tests. So it's been ridiculous. It really did mess with my budgeting, and I'll speak about that, which you can see obviously on the tracker right now. But so for the green country, you obviously take a test when going, either PCR or antigen. Then coming back 2 days before you come back, you have to do another test, and then on day 2 of arriving back in the UK from a green country, you have to do another test. Then for amber countries, I believe when you're coming back, you have to obviously already do before you leave a test, which has to be negative. And then when you come back, you have to do day 2 and day 5 tests as well, which again, rip off. And then the red countries just don't bother going because you have to isolate in a government facility and you have to pay the government a lot of money. Mate, no. So going back to the tracker, I had budgeted to spend £65 towards the pre-trip COVID test, and I ended up spending £76.80 pence. This was actually £80, but I used the British Airways code that they had said if you use one of their vendors then you get a discount. I got a discount, but I was still over budget by £11.80. Then I caught it during the trip, but it's actually 2 days before I came back to the UK. I had to do another test, and I did an antigen test. I budgeted £65 for that, but again, in Croatia everything is so affordable. I only spent £21.41. And what was incredible about this is that I stayed at the Westin Hotel in Zagreb, and they organized for the lab to come to the hotel, do the antigen test at the hotel. They then go back and the results were ready in a couple of hours, and they put my negative COVID test receipt in my room, which was incredible. I love that service and highly recommend that. So because I only spent £21.41, I was able to save £43.59. Then when I came back to the UK, I had to do a day 2 test. So I came back on the Wednesday. So last week Friday I had to do a COVID test, and I chose to do one which they post to you. You do your own swab thing and then post it back. So I budgeted £65 for that, and I paid £40. This was after 2 hours of searching for an affordable one, because everybody was either £70 or £80, which was ridiculous. So I saved £25 for that. Then for the trip, when I was there, I always budget for breakfast, lunch and dinner, especially if my breakfast is not included in my hotel stay. So for my budget for my breakfast because I arrived Saturday afternoon, so Sunday, Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday, so for 4 days, I said I wanted to spend £60 on breakfast, because I know how affordable Zagreb is, and I was able to spend £43.03. Again, incredible. So that saved me £16.97. For lunch, I'd budgeted a little bit more, so I said I wanted to spend £80, and I was able to spend £76.45, saving me £3.55. Again, I'll take it. It's still a save. Then for dinner, I also budgeted a little bit more of £80, and I spent £71.34, and that saved me £8.66. Then for activities, so even though I have been to Zagreb many times, I have done most of the activities. I haven't done everything, and whilst I was in Zagreb, we went for a massage. So my friend Charlotte did 3-hour massage, which she was jelly when she was done. I did an hour, and then we went to the zoo. We went to 2 museums. One was a museum of broken relationships, and one was a museum of torture. Never heard of either of these the 5 times I've been, but again, I've been going for business. So we were able to do that, and then we also went on a tour bus. So I budgeted £100, and I spent £92.16. This actually surprised me, because I thought I was going to blow the budget, but I didn't. So I saved £7.84. Then transportation back to the airport from the hotel, again, I budgeted a little bit more, because I've always used the company that I've gone to see that always booked for me, and I always thought it was about £30 because it was private taxis, but it's actually I always used an Uber, and it was only £9.97. So I saved £20.03. Then for miscellaneous, so miscellaneous covers things like, because I'm bougie and because I'm a content creator, I wanted Wi-Fi on the plane. So going, I chose to use Wi-Fi for 2 hours. It's a 2-hour and 30-minute flight from London Heathrow to Zagreb. So I got Wi-Fi on the plane, and I paid £4.99 to use it for I think an hour or 2 hours, which I did, and I caught up on the YouTube videos. So I love watching Mind Your Money, I love watching Mommy Trader, I love watching Erin, I love watching Marlene. There are a lot of other channels that I watch, so I was able to catch up on all of those videos. It was incredible. So I paid £4.99 for that. So that was going to Zagreb. Coming back, I decided to buy buy Wi-Fi for the entire flight. That cost me £7.99. And then also I always buy something when I travel, but this time I only bought a couple of biscuits and what have you. So all of that came to £42.09, which I was happy about. I didn't blow that budget because normally when I have a lot of people to buy things for, I always blow the budget. So I'm happy that I had £7.91 still left to spend. Then now coming to the total. So I had budgeted, even though in my Transfer Tuesday videos I had said, oh, about £800. Like I said, I sat down and realized that wasn't realistic for the many days I was going for and the things that I wanted to do. So when I did this tracker, it came to £1,115 is what I budgeted for Saturday to Wednesday trip. And I spent £1,067.22. Again, amazing that I was actually under by £47.78. Normally when I travel, honestly, I do even forget that, you know, sometimes I have a budget, but I'm also somebody who's very meticulous, that every single day when I come back from exploring whatever city I am in, I will sit down, write down exactly what I've spent on, seeing if I've blown the budget anywhere. If I have, then I'll see for the next few days where I can cut back. And I think having that in the back of my mind when I was traveling really helped me with staying within budget, because it is very easy when you're traveling to blow your budget. Absolutely easy. But it's so important if you plan in advance, know exactly what you want to do, and budget for it. Again, there are times when you blow the budget. I have blown the budget in COVID tests and in my flights, but my flights, it's something that I honestly expected. Then for my COVID test, I was very disappointed that the UK has just been very extortionate when it comes to COVID tests, but what can we do? You know, we wanted to travel, so we gotta pay. So yeah, this is what I wanted to share for my Zagreb travel budget. I hope this video was insightful. I hope you found it useful. If you did, hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, then please hit that subscribe button. But thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in my next video.